I always forget to do something, trying to be cute and fancy. Come, listen here. Listen. Okay, we are at Friday. Okay. We started this on Monday. Get it together, television. We are live. We are at work and you're acting crazy. Hello, everybody. Good grand rising. Come on, TV. You were just up. Like, calm down. Calm down. Can we not? It was just up there, guys. Like, what's the problem? What? Why are you acting like this? What's going on with you? Lord, we're just going to turn it off and give it time to process, okay? Because apparently it is not on my side today. Hey, Layla, hello there. How are you? Grand Rising. Evangelist, hello there. How are you? Lolita, hello there. How are you? Hello, 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 hello. Friday is Fridaying. Why is the TV acting up? Can you guys hear me? Hey Debbie. Hello there. Hey Mr. So. I missed somebody. Hey Binary B. Hello there. Can you guys hear me well? How's the sounds going? Is the sounds fine? Can you hear everything? Am I able to? Yes, I'm good. All right. I don't know what's going on with the background TV over here, but it's giving me a little time. Um, it's giving me a Friday moment. I guess my TV has called out today and it doesn't want to pull up my little back screen, but we're just going to go with it today, okay? We're just going to go with it, even though it's going to really make me upset because I'm really big on my appearance. So we're just going to make it work today. Alrighty, happy Friday. We've made it to Friday. Um, and we are here. It's a lot going on around the world. First of all, make sure that you do share, share, share. I would definitely appreciate it. And if you like this video, please make sure that you do not leave without liking this video. Also, we're about 60 something people from 3K subscribers on the YouTube side of things. That looks like that I have gained a lot within less than 30 days. If I can make that 3K mark, we've made a couple hundred followers, guys, within less than a month. Okay. So I'm definitely looking to get some new subscribers. So check and see if you haven't done so and followed me on YouTube. Make sure that you please, please, please do so, as I do not want you to miss anything. For my Facebook people that are on the Facebook side of things, some days I may be on Facebook and then some days I may not. So make sure that you definitely following the YouTube side, because that is where I know for a fact I will be. Here's my link to my YouTube channel, okay? Awesome. Yes, we're doing great. We're moving well. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. We calm down for a moment, please. All righty. Yeah. Looks like the MacBook was prepared to lose some energy. Friday is Friday. Everything doesn't want to work right today. I could have sworn I charged this thing up before I came downstairs, but whatever. All right. So today we're going to be getting into a case of a young girl that went missing. Now, her mother and stepfather actually just now was on trial for failing to report her missing. Okay. But there's a lot of iffy things surrounded by this story, i.e., possible trafficking, the fact that the parents took so long to even report the child missing. There's also some allegations that the mother had gave the child to a priest or sold the child to a priest. But let's get into the deets of everything, okay? All right. So this here is the young lady that we are going to be, 1 second, guys, that we are going to be looking into. Madalina Cojocari, okay? She went missing after coming, they say when she came home from school, but from the school's understanding, she hasn't been to school in a while, okay? So let's get into the details. So the disappearance of 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari. So this happened in North Carolina, and it remains to be unsettling and also a haunting mystery. So on November the 21st of 2022, Madalina was last seen getting off of her school bus. However, it wasn't until 17 days later, on December the 17th of 2022, that authorities were alerted about her disappearance. Both her mother, Diana Cojocari, and stepfather, Christopher Palmiter is his name. They both were arrested and charged with failure to report her missing. So, despite the extensive investigations, Madalina whereabouts remain to be unknown. So, Madalina was the victim, who was 11 years old. Christopher was the stepfather who was charged with failing to report, and he was sentenced just recently to 30 months for supervised probation. Diana Cojocari, who is the biological mother, was also arrested for failing to report Madalina missing, and she pled guilty in May of 2024 and was released after her time was served. Reportedly, it is stated that she also has left the United States. So here's the timeline of events. On November the 21st of 2022, Madalina Cojocari was last seen getting off of her bus. Okay. And that is the confirmed last sighting of her. On November the 23rd through the 25th, Christopher Palmita, at the request of Diana Cojocari, had traveled to Michigan to retrieve personal belongings, and Madalina's disappearance remains to be unreported. On December the 14th of 2022, the school officials had noticed that Madalina had been absent for several weeks. They contacted the authorities after multiple attempts to reach her family. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, okay, if they're saying that her last sighting was getting off of a school bus, but the school is saying that they haven't seen her in weeks, we have to keep in mind that they took so long to even report her missing. Okay. So on December the 17th of 2022, both Christopher and Diana were arrested on the charges. On May the 24th of May of 2024, Diana had pled guilty. Now, when it comes to the trial and evidence, so the prosecutor's case focused on the stepfather's legal responsibilities as a step parent to report Madalina's disappearance. They argued that despite any potential manipulation by Diana, that the stepfather was still legally obligated to act. So neglect of responsibility is what many of the prosecutors had emphasized, stating that there was a neglect towards Madalina, and they should have reported her missing when she did not show up for school for several weeks. The stepfather failure to take action was seen as a neglect of his duty. So the timeline of discrepancies. So the prosecution had pointed out inconsistencies in Palmita's actions and the timeline of events. Notably, Palmita's trip to Michigan at Diana's request had occurred after Madalina was already missing. The prosecutor also argued that Madalina's compliance with Diana's request was an indication. I mean, that Palmetta's compliance with Diana's request did indicate that he lacked initiative in investigating the safety of his stepchild, or even having any sort of interest to find out where she was. There was some red flags as well. So key pieces of evidence did include the burning of items with Madalina's image on them, and the lack of evidence placing her with Diana during trips. So there was some items that did belong to Madalina that when they did the search warrant, they discovered that these were items that belonged to her, or they was included images of her, but they were burned around the time in which she went missing. The prosecutors also did argue that Palmita should have noticed these signs and reported it to the authorities. So Palmita's defense team had presented a case centered around the idea that Palmita was psychologically controlled by Diana, who was the biological mother, which hindered him his ability to make independent decisions regarding Madalina's welfare. So this is what the defense wanted everyone to know, is that, sorry guys, they wanted the defense, when the trial literally just finished like a couple days ago. They wanted it brought forward to the court that Diana was basically a narcissist. She was a narcissist, and she controlled every aspect of this household, whether it be Madalina, whether it be the stepfather. Okay, so Diana was considered very much toxic. They said that she controlled every aspect of everything, and anything that she wanted done, Christopher, the stepfather, would do it without a question. And it also could have been the reason why he did not want to go against her when it came to her daughter's disappearance. Okay, so both of these two had a responsibility to protect this child. Even though he is the stepfather, the control of Diana stopped him from reporting, which I don't see that as a defense, but whatever. Okay, we're gonna go with it if that's what they said happened. Okay, now Diana's influence is what the defense pointed out, picturing as Diana as manipulative and erratic, who dominated the stepfather. Okay, so it also was revealed that Diana had claimed to be pursued by figures like Michael Jackson. Okay, so she's delusional. Okay, to think that Michael Jackson pursued her at one point in time, and allegedly due to her supposed Russian nobility, she has connections to Putin. This bizarre behavior, the defense did argue, contributed to Palmira's reasoning behind him not reporting because of her delusions, okay? And not allowing him to think on his own because of her erratic behavior. So Diana did have some deceptive actions. So the defense had pointed to Diana's actions in convincing the stepfather that Madalina was either ill or away on a trip. Palmira did believe these lies, which led to him to think that Madalina was safe, which then justified his inactions. Palmira's mental state. So Palmira's cognitive struggles were used as to explain his failures to report Madalina missing. His defense suggested that Palmira had relied heavily on photos to aid his memory and avoided confrontation due to fear of Diana's temper. So then you also have testimonies. So Christopher did testify. He testified about his troubled relationship with Diana. He described their marriage as being manipulative and also stated that it was never what it was supposed to be. He also claimed that he thought that Madalina was asleep in her room when he left for Michigan on November the 23rd of 2022 and only realized that she was missing after he returned. There also was a testimony from a detective. The detective was named Detective Patterson, had testified about the condition of the Palmetto home, of Palmira's home, noting a strong odor of cat urine. She also detailed Diana's financial activities, including wiring $7,000 to Moldova, which raised suspicions about her possible involvement with Madalina's disappearance. So this $7,000, what a lot of people that have been watching the case feels as though that was a payment of some sort connected to the disappearance of her daughter. Whether she was receiving the monies or sending monies, $7,000 was sent somewhere. Now, friends and relatives, including Leanne Stafford, who is Madalina's close friend's grandmother, had described Diana as controlling and in Palmira as very much passive and fearful of confrontation. So Stefan also recalled how Diana increasingly became suspicious and had a strained relationship from the family, as well as Madalina's extended family. So when it came down to the deliberations, it only took 30 minutes to convict Christopher, with 30 months of supervised probation in order to pay $30,000 in attorney fees. When it comes to Diana, after pleading guilty, she was released on a time served. After her release, she reportedly had left the United States and is believed to be somewhere residing in Moldova, raising additional concerns in regards to international involvement in the case. So here's my thinking in regards to this case. Wherever she is, that's where her baby is at. Wherever she is, her baby is there as well. The money that now, the question is the baby with her? We don't know, because she has international connections. This baby could be anywhere. Now, there are some mentions of sexual trafficking, possibly, or possibly this child being sold. I did read some things where they stated that there were times where she would request that if children wanted to play with Madalina, they had to pay her. They had to pay her to play with her daughter. So this woman here she's pretty sick. That baby is definitely wherever she is. Yes, that baby is where she is, or she sold this baby to someone that is located where she is. Okay. Now, at first, when this case first came into play, the documents were sealed. They were not letting the public know exactly what was found and things of that nature, giving them the background. But those documents have recently came out. Okay. So we're just gonna go over quick of the initial the findings in which they got out of this, because it basically gives us a clear picture of this entire situation. Okay. So on November the 15th of 2022 at approximately 13:12 hours, officers responded to Bailey Middle School located at 11900 Bailey Road in Cornelius, North Carolina. The defendant, Diana Cojocari, had reported that her 11-year-old juvenile daughter, Madalina Cojocari, has been missing since Wednesday, November the 3rd of 2022. Now, keep in mind, this report didn't happen till December of 2022. But she has not seen her daughter since November 23rd of 2022. That means that this time between December and November, she took time to transport her daughter somewhere. And she had to figure out a way to basically disconnect herself from the situation to say that her daughter is just missing. So detectives had discovered that on December the 12th, at approximately 1400 hours, Bailey Middle School Resource Officer Jade Nobles had attempted a home visit with a school counselor, Miss D. Lampkin, in reference to Madalina Cojocari. So Ms. Lampkin had stated that Madalina Cojocari had not been to school since Monday, November the 21st. There was no answers at the door, and a truancy packet was left by Ms. Lampkin. So on Thursday, December the 15th of 2022, Diana Cojocari had arrived at the school without Madalina and met with Ms. Lampkin and Officer Nobles. Diana Cojocari had told them that she had saw Madalina on Wednesday, November the 23rd, when Madalina had went to her room that night to go to bed. Diana Cojocari had said that she and her husband, Christopher, had argued that night, and the next morning he drove to his family's house in Michigan to recover some items. Diana Cojocari had said that she went to check on Madalina at around 11:30 hours on the 24th and noticed that Madalina was not in her room. So Diana Cojocari also said that she waited until Saturday, November the 26th at 1900 hours when Christopher Palmiter had returned home before asking if he knew where Madalina was. Christopher had stated that he did not, and he asked the same question in return. Detectives had asked Diana why she waited to report Madalina missing, and she stated that she was worried that it might start conflict between her and Christopher. So Diana Cojocari had stated that Madalina's backpack and some clothing was missing from her residence. So Christopher was interviewed by the detectives on December the 15th of 2022. Christopher stated that on Wednesday, November the 23rd, he had left his residence to make a trip to Michigan to pick up items. He did not see Madalina the day that he left and believed that the last time he saw her was a week before his trip. Christopher also stated that he returned to his residence on November the 26th of 2022 and asked his wife Diana Cojocari where Madalina was, and she did not know. Christopher also stated that he asked Diana if she had hidden Madalina, but he did not get a straight answer. The fact that he asked her this, okay, there's a reason behind him asking her this. This is not a thought that comes into a person's head to ask a person unless they feel as though that this person would do something like this. So for him to even ask her that lets us know that 9 times out of 10, that's what she did. So Christopher also stated that he had spoken with Diana Cojocari several times about Madalina's whereabouts over the next 3 weeks. Both stated that they did not know where she was located. Christopher and Diana had both acknowledged that they did not call law enforcement about Madalina's disappearance until December the 15th. Christopher Palmita and Diana Cojocari was arrested on December the 17th and charged with failure to report. The investigation is still ongoing. Okay. Now, in regards to the burning clothes, all of that came out during the search warrant, in which was once sealed but was unsealed as a recent, where they did find some clothes that were, in the image of Madalina. So Diana also stated that she did not have a phone, and that Madalina's backpack and some clothes were missing from the residence. But it also looks like that some clothes or some items that, was in relations to Madalina were burned at some point. Would she have a reason to hide the girl from him? Like to protect from abuse? She's the abuser. She's the abuser. Unless he's doing some other form of abuse. But if that was the case, why wouldn't she go to the authorities? Why wouldn't she just go to the police if that's the case? Why make her disappear? This is given very much either she didn't want this man anymore or she sold this baby. Because I find it real strange that she did her little time in jail, got out, and the first thing that she did was went out the country. Either there was some responsibilities outside of the country or she sold this baby out the country to somebody until she get there. I.e., send $7,000 to take care of my child until I get there. I'll be there after all of this is done. I think she sold her. Why would he assume she hit her? Because it's something about this woman. It's something about this woman that makes him think that she would do so, because that's not a thought that comes into someone's head, especially when a child goes missing, is that their mother hit them. The only way that a person would think something like this is if they know that the mother has traits, that they would do that. So she must have some form of traits, or has mentioned it before or threatened it before, that she would pick up or hide her or sell her. Because there were some things out there where allegedly the investigators did believe at one point in time that she was trafficked to a priest. And with her saying that Michael Jackson hit on her and she's connected to Putin and all of this and all of that, she's delusional and out of her mind. So who knows? She possibly could have, how people begin to take on certain people's teaching. They take on people's teachings, right? And then they begin to act outlandish and things of that nature. And then they possibly pick up and go be in this person's cult or under this person's belief system. That's what this looks like. It looks like that this woman is out of her mind and she'd have sold her child to somebody. Who? I don't know. But because she has connections out of the United States, the likelihood of Madalina being found is slim. Because she can be anywhere in the world. This baby could be anywhere, guys. Anywhere. Or no, she has a reason to keep her from him. Like, you think like abuse or something? Like, you think that maybe like she's keeping him away from him because he was abusive? It is possible. She did file for a divorce from him. I will say that. Once all this was done and said and done, she did eventually file for a divorce from this man. Let me take a look at him. Christopher. People have been drug manipulated to get them out and get the babies. Yeah. It's making me wonder, was she like trying to searching to find something, or did she have connections to somebody in Moldova? He don't look right. He doesn't look right, but she don't either. And all family members are saying that Diana was a piece of work. She was a little crazy. She was a little controlling, and she was a little bit of a narc. Neither one of them look right in the head, honestly and truly, but he definitely does seem like, hmm, this is one of those situations that will always have her and forever question mark. Neither one of them look right. Right? Like neither one of these people look right, guys. But for them to, so all they get is a failure to report charge, and they both are out now. Meanwhile, Madalina hasn't been found. We don't know what Madalina is. Something, so that Detroit ride, y'all, was more than just for him to get items. That his Detroit ride is very significant. I'm thinking that he either Diana, okay, let's look at this scenario. Diana tells him to drive somewhere to drop off Madalina, which means that he would have lied about the fact of not knowing where she was and things of that nature, right? But let's say he dropped her off somewhere. I don't know. I wonder if if they've checked flights. I wonder if the investigators have checked to see if there was flights of some sort, like were they seen at airports, maybe dropping the child off at at the airport to be with, and somebody else take them, because you can do that. So I'm wondering if they did that. But that trip to Detroit was more than just some items, guys. He said, she said, yep. It was way more than items, because I find it real strange that around the time that she went missing, okay? So around the time she went missing, he goes on a trip for some items. He goes on a trip for some items, guys, around the same time in which she goes, she's nowhere to be found, which is kind of strange. Really strange. Let me see. I'm trying to look at that timeline one more time, because it looks like that it looks like that he went like a couple days after or during. Okay. Which doesn't make any sense. It really, really doesn't. Yeah, it was like a couple days around the same time frame. Very strange. Lots of questions and no good answers at this moment. It's none. It's none, and it seems like that these two have put a story together, or concocted a plan to do this together. And if she's not harmed, and no worries, and no, because you got to ask yourself, if your daughter is missing, okay, and the last place you saw her was in the United States, why would you leave? Why would you leave the country to live in a whole nother different country? But your daughter has been missing since 2022 in the United States. This child is not in the United States. This child is over there with her. Either over there with her, or she sold the child to somebody that's over there. One of the two. but the child is not here in the US. Because the moment she got out of jail, she left. She took no time. There was no time, okay, let me see if I can maybe search for my baby, and my baby is still missing. It never gave that. It gave, I'm out of jail now, and it's time for me to go and finish and complete the plan. The conclusion of the story is I'm leaving the United States and go be where my daughter is at. There's nothing here for me. And I'm going to divorce the husband that I had there. So I wonder if, did you find a man in over there in Moldova? Did you find a man and send your daughter to this man, and you left behind this guy so that when you got out of jail, you divorced him and you went with the new man? That's what this sounds like. Because they said that she has an infatuation with Russia, a huge infatuation with Russia. So you must have met a man over there. That child was sold. Yeah. You either met a man over there or you sold a child to someone over there. But here's my thinking. You met a man over there. You met someone over there. And when you met someone over there, you sent your child over there first. But my thing is, why wouldn't you just pick up and just leave with the child? It's your kid. He's the stepfather. Well, you were married. Okay. So you created this whole she's missing thing. Sold the child, go to jail for a little bit, and then you go over there, work to whoever yeah. That's what it sounds like. That child, I think the child was sold to somebody. The question is, was that somebody connected to her, or that's somebody that she just showed her child to? She sold the child to, because don't forget the $7,000. She sent $7,000. There is a wire transfer of $7,000 connected to this woman here. So she had to send or receive that money for some reason. But she's definitely over there with that baby. She is over here with Madalina, for sure. I'm pretty sure that's because they're not even, think about it, they didn't even get a lot of time. He got 30 months of probation and she's out already. She sent that for upkeep of the child, for whoever was watching the baby. That's what I'm thinking. And it possibly was his money. Possibly was his money that she sent to someone else to put up either for her when she gets there. You know, I'm leaving this man, but I'm going to empty the bank account and I'm going to take whatever's there. I'm going to send it to this person over here. When I get out of jail, it'll be there. And then they can take care of my baby until I get there as well. But the moment that I get out, I'm divorcing him and I'm leaving and I'm coming to you. That's what this sounds like. But that baby is over there with her. I'm pretty sure that child is there with her. But because she went missing over here in the United States, she will be forever considered missing until they see her. Or until she comes and says, but here's the thing. If she comes and says she found her daughter in Moldova, she cannot say that, because if she does, she's going to jail again. Because you lied. You sent which then will open up a deeper investigation on who you sent your child to. So this child will possibly be considered missing for a while, at least until she's an adult and realizes her story, which she possibly already know. But yeah, that's what I think. This right here is what I think. I'm with you, Robin. She sent that for upkeep of the child for whoever was watching the baby. Yep. Yeah, that's my thinking too. She sent that baby over there to where she went, because any mother that really cares about their child is not going to leave the country where they're missing from. Bingo. And that right there is, now I do understand the whole trafficking thing, because think about it, guys. Trafficking does not have to include sexual things. It doesn't. It really doesn't. So I do understand that this is still a form of trafficking if that's what she did, especially if she wired money. But I think that this child is well and alive with her. But because she's so delulu, She's over there with someone. Who she met over there, or who is this person? We don't know. I did see something about a priest, where the child was sent to a priest, which makes me wonder if she began to practice something and follow this person and things of that nature and sent her baby there until she got there. That's my thinking. But we're not sure. But right now, his trial actually just now finished this week. This week, Christopher's and they didn't take no time giving him, but 33rd, what he got? He got probation, supervised probation, and that's mainly it, 30 months. That's nothing. Now, if he picks up and go over there, which they're divorced right now, but with these type of people, you never know. That if he picks up and go over there, then we know something. Yeah, this week. Yeah, his charges got finished. I think Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. She's been out already though. Like she's already did her stuff and everything. Yeah, Tuesday. So this case just closed out, but Madalina has still have not been seen. Men always be gaslighting and crazy making you look nuts so they can get away with stuff. Was her delusions confirmed by other people besides him? Yes, her family. And Madalina's grandmother. Yeah, said that she was cuckoo. And that he basically listens to whatever she tells him to do. He'll do it. He was intimidated by her and he was weak, is what they said. So yeah, this was more than just the defense or anything, but the actual family members who have done interviews and stuff. They all came up with the same thing. She is crazy. Hey, Chris. Yeah, she's a little crazy. Mm-hmm. Yep. Alrighty, guys, that's that. Alrighty, today we had a lot of great stories this week. I must say, we had a week packed of content this week. We really did. Next week, I'm still working on piecing everything together for Naziah Harris case, y'all, because Naziah's case, her trial starts on March the 7th. So I'm still piecing that together. Um, and then Ashley Elkins, there has not been anything else that has come from that case as of yet, besides the fact that they're still searching for her. Yes, it's been a great week, Dolores. Please, if you guys like this video, make sure that you do like this video. So I don't know what we're going to be covering next week. We'll see. We'll see. I know I'm gonna figure out something. It's so many things that are going on right now. I do know that we're supposed to still do the guy that killed the healthcare CEO or whatever. So I'm thinking about doing that as well. I'm trying to move a little bit careful over here right now, okay? So I'm not trying to jump too quick. I'm trying to like pace myself a little bit. So it will come. I just don't know when I'm going to actually do it. Thank you, Lolita. Thank you. And yeah, thank you so much for those of you that are new here. Please make sure that you definitely do follow. For those that are watching on the replay, please make sure that you put a TV in the comments. And those that are watching here live, please put a camera in the comments. A TV for the replayers and a camera in the comments. Hey, Kawania, hello there. How are you? Hello. So yeah, we're gonna see. I did see that you guys. I did post about the sipping paint, guys. I only got a couple people that said they were interested in doing it. Binary B, Robin. Only a couple people. So I'm gonna give everybody a chance to see if they want to do it before I book for it to happen. Lolita, thank you. But I will definitely be back on Monday. A whole fresh week. Once again, if it's any other stories that you would like me to look into, you can go and download the Spaceless by Wix and put in a royal tip, okay? And I will definitely look into the cases that you would like me to cover. If I do a deep investigation, you will get a producer shout out as being a royal producer for the show because you gave me the idea. And if I don't do it and do a deep investigation, but it does go on the royal report, you will definitely get a royal tip credit for that as well, or royal reporter. Okay. And I'll see you guys on camera. Evangelist, really? I definitely got more stories. Submit them. I want to be able to have it to where I have at least 2 royal producers a week, meaning you guys have picked the show. That's what I really want to do. So I'm trying to combine the list. So if you are on the Spaces by Wix, just go under the post that I pinned and put in some ideas or stories that you would like me to cover. And I will. I got you. Okay, so just you have to comment it though. You guys be so shy to comment in the Spaces. I don't know why, but you can post in there, you can comment. Yeah, so just comment under that post some ideas and I'll look into them. Okay, I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you for watching True Crime with Savage Royce.